Hello guys, how have you been? First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Venâncio. I work as a OmniStudio specialist in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. And today, I want to talk with you about how to work with list data. Okay, I have been teaching OmniStudio something like about 3 years, and work with list data is of one of the most crucial um, problems that I have been seeing on this period, and as you know, it's very important. I mean, we cannot deal without work with data. So basically, we have the most two components on OmniStudio to deal with that is LoopBlock. I have two here that we will talk about, and ListAction as we have one here. Let's take a look about data that will work. As you can see, I had a string here. That's I call my category. Here it's in Portuguese. So ação in Portuguese, that means action in English. I deal with this material for teaching OmniStudio. I did that from Brazilian people, so it's in some things in Portuguese. And aventura means adventure. So we have here one data about category, and as you can see here, a list of data about movies. Have ID, name, and so on. So what we will do in this task today is very simple. You know, I want to compare how we can change some fields on this list. I want to make a formula, consider year. I want to see age from this movie, and I want to concatenate this field. As you see, it's outside of the list with let me see, with this field. So my category with category. So we will talk about three different approach, and we will compare each one of them. Okay. So first of all, when you need to deal with a data list, and especially when all data that's we need to have to make job that you want to know, it's inside of array, and we need to make some formulas and so on. But all data here inside, best approach is deal with ListAction because of it's shorter, it's faster than you make a LoopBlock. So let's take a look on here. So as you can see here, oops, here I have the name, and here I have input data. As you can see, input data, it's a media, it's a list. Okay. And I want to calculate age from movie. So as you can see, the only variable that you need is year, and it's already inside of the array. You know, it's one, but if it be changed, everything okay. If all information that you need to process is inside of the array, I mean, inside of a component from array, we can follow this approach here. Go back to here. That's mean deal with modified list. So go to preview. Right there. So, and you can see, let age is calculated. So the difference between 2001 and today, 2024. So here 3 years and so on. But as I told you, with this approach, I cannot get a variable outside of array. Take a look on here. I had a variable called my category LA. This means ListAction. So let's take a look on this. As you can see here, on this my category LA, I would expect to see my category. This one. And even that is eternal. I mean, I'm not able to catch. Not on this area because of, as you see, modified list. I could access any fields here inside of this component on the first item here, of course, and second, this component, and so on. So when you talk about years, it means that I'm getting this variable on that array and this variable, on that item array. Okay. And how about if I want to show this my category inside of array? Can I do? Yes, we can. We can use additional input and output. And as you see, I used my category output. So when you go to my category output, so I have my category. Okay. I follow here, just my category. So as you could see, I could bring this information here inside of each item of the array, but there is a point. I can just bring this information without how can I say? I cannot mix formulas between a variable inside an array and a variable outside of array. I can give you an example. Going back, as you see, when I try to bring a category that's outside of array using modified list, then I have null. So of course I cannot implement a formula here, right? And oh, sorry, going here. When I go back to form for my category, so I choose the that's my category outside of array and category inside of array. I just concatenate everything. Let's see if it works. I have outside, the outside value from variable, but I don't have this information. I don't have information inside on array on this output array. So the what I could do is have a two ListAction, one for puts all variables inside of array, and another one to make formulas. But sometimes it's not so simple because of imagine that this variable that you want to deal, it's huge data structure, or a huge list. So to deal with some formulas, some functions that you need variable inside of array and outside of an array, ListAction sometimes is not the best approach. So let's disable here. And I like to present you two different approaches to using ListBlock. As you can see here, my loop list is about midges, and here I'm setting the fields that's how can I say, the output from my loop. So I have ID, name, category, and as you can see here, I have my category that is outside of array, and here I have my category inside of array, and here midges category. So let's see the result. That's category. It's the value inside of array. 44 milliseconds, about 50. As you can see, this approach, how can I say? I spend more resources from server than from CPU. Why? That's why I use it just if I cannot use ListAction. But as you can see here, I have my category latest editors here should be LookBlock. And on form category, I have action, this variable here, concatenates with this variable here. So this approach, I could deal with formulas with variables inside and outside from loop instance. So it's working okay. And but there is two bad points. One of them, it's about performance. As I told you, it's take more. As you saw, something like 50% more than the ListAction. And there is another point on this approach here. For example, as you can see here, I decided I needed to choose each fields that will be out from LoopBlock. Imagine if you receive this information from API and for some reasons they add some 3 or 4 or 5 fields, then you need to go to the solution and add fields each time. I mean, it's these fields are not dynamic, these fields are static, so it's something that we need to consider. I mean, there is a possibility to have more fields to deal with more field information that I receive on this integration procedure. So but I could use this approach. Or no, I don't need to deal with that. And there is another point. As you can see here, I can mark the response. So I don't need the response action. Of course, I use the response action is a good practice, but this situation here, I cannot need it. But here, I cannot mark LoopBlock, as a response node. So I need a response action, to deal with that. Okay. Another good point here, as you can see, I have this data linear with original data and a formula. I mean, each of them are in the same node from the original information. My category that's my category LoopBlock. Better, so they are in the same level from the formulas and the original information. That one is another approach. If that one, I can have this dynamic information. So if I increase some data or something here, on my, I can show you. Preview. Start. No, so all my original data here is on that node. But as you can see, it was not possible. I could not deal with that with a single LoopBlock to put all components the same level. I needed to use a node data to receive all original data, and formula I could not put here on this node using a single block. I should need to format a data in another way. And as you expected, it will take more resources. This time it performs good, but it's time to time sometimes perform. But as you see, in average, it's 70, sometimes 40, better. But in general, it performs worse than the ListAction. And as you can see, I could deal with Formula 2. This one outside of a loop item, and here inside the loop item. And I also needed another component to external this data. Could be set values or response action. Return this data because of a direct on LoopBlock, I could not. As you can see here, I set medias. That means that when I set here inside of LoopBlock, same name of variable from loop list, it means that I'm talking about each item on LoopBlock. So that it will receive each instance from medias. Here I have a formula from age, as you can see in the talk media, that means that it's inside of the instance of LoopBlock. And on formula here, I could get a variable outside of LoopBlock, and here a variable inside of the instance of a LookBlock. Form category, blah, 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 blah. So preview. So all my original data is on that node. Here I have a formula with variable used inside of loop instance, and here result from formula from a variable used from another instance. Not formula, sorry, I just picked the value from another instance, and here is the formula that I use a variable inside of the instance of loop, and here variable outside of the loop block. Well, for now, it's what I want to tell you. On next video about this topic, I'm thinking about to show how to call a different components in loop. For example, imagine that you have HTTP callout that's we need to call in loop because of it was made in like a single mode, and to merge data using ListAction, you know. But well, it will be for next video. I hope that you enjoyed this one, and please, if you like this work, if you like this video, if it's can help you in some way, press like, give some comments, you know, because of that way it's more clear to understand if this contents are nice for you or not. Okay, so see you next time.